Thanks to Egghead Island, when it came to devil fruits, we ended up learning a whole lot about them. And the things that we learned about devil fruits in this arc can help us understand how the world of One Piece got the way that it is. And even though a lot of this was revealed in Egghead, we did get a very big piece of information back in Whole Cake Island. And this when Yonji was explaining to Sanji the bloodline elements that Vegapunk discovered. And essentially, the bloodline elements are your lineage factor, which, to make it really simple, is basically like your DNA. Which leads me to what Who's Apollo was saying right here about DNA equaling devil fruits. Because since we learned that devil fruits are different branches of evolution for humanity, we're now able to understand that your devil fruit changes your body at a fundamental level, which should be obvious. After all, when we were first meeting Luffy in the beginning of the series, he said that he was a rubber man. He didn't say he had rubber powers, he said he was a rubber man. And other devil fruit users throughout the series would say what they are too. Like I remember Bluno saying that he was a door man, whatever that means. And it's hilarious because this infers that they become what their devil fruit is, but we never really thought about it that way, or at least I didn't. But since Vegapunk was able to confirm that for us, it means that now when he takes your DNA, he is also getting a piece of that devil fruit, where he can then use that DNA to make a blood additive out of it and then transfuse it into a being like a Seraphim and then give them devil fruit powers, without having the weakness of the sea. At least that's what it seems like so far. And even though this is something that Vegapunk was able to figure out in his lifetime, the world government has been plotting and making experiments for hundreds of years prior. We saw as much in Punk Hazard when Law was telling Rodman that the world government has been trying to make giants for hundreds of years, which at the very least would mean that they've been attempting to make giants for hundreds of years, but just failing. Similar to how Kaido was trying to have ancient giants recreated, and that's how we got the numbers. And it got me thinking maybe it's the world government trying to mess with lineage factors to recreate giants and all these other different beings, that we end up with the crazy wacky world of One Piece that we have right now. Like, we know Kaido to be an Oni, but these guys are just people that have horns. And no, their horns are not attributed to their devil fruit, they're like actually there. So with everything that we learned from Egghead, maybe when it comes to these guys, they got their horns because somewhere down the line in their ancient ancestry, the world government had experimented with people like with the devil fruit that gave them horns, maybe an Oni devil fruit, and these guys are just predecessors of that. Who knows? But following that same line of logic, I think it's more evident when you're talking about the giants in the series. Because if the world government's been trying to make giants for hundreds of years but failing, that would mean that there are failed giants out there in the world that are reproducing, and their children are going to have a lot of varying sizes. Which, if you look at One Piece, we have people that are all over the spectrum when it comes to sizes. And I think this is a result of the world government doing this hundreds of years ago. And for all we know, the same thing could be for the Long Leg tribe, the Long Arm tribe, etc. And when you look at it that way, it takes this once crazy, wacky world of One Piece and it makes it kind of dark in a way. Because that would mean that a lot of people in the world of One Piece are results of hundreds of years of eugenics and just experimentation. And at the same time, it's kind of poetic, because if this is true, because I'm not saying that it is, I'm just speculating here, then that would mean the world government has literally created all of their worst problems in the world, all because they were trying to attain power that they could not control.